Well, happy Star Trek Day. Live long and prosper. By the way, you know where this came from? The Vulcan, live long and prosper greeting. Very interesting. Leonard Nimoy, who was raised in a Jewish household, he said when he went to temple when he was a child, he said the rabbi would be up there giving a blessing. You're not supposed to look because, supposedly the Shekinah glory of God would be showing. So you're not supposed to look. But of course, being a kid, he peeked and he saw the rabbis doing this. And so he thought they needed some sort of special greeting for Vulcan when the show first started. So he suggested, well, how about this or this, if you will. And that's where that came from. So live long and prosper has its roots in Judaism, as it were. But anyway, so happy Star Trek Day. Yeah, if you know me, I'm a huge Star Trek fan. I am a Trekker, not a Trekkie. Do not call a Star Trek fan a Trekkie. If you say Trekkie, you identify yourself as somebody who really doesn't know a lot about Star Trek culture. We like to be known as Trekkers. That being said, my favorite is, for the longest time, I always said Star Trek, the original series, with William Shatner, Leonard Nimoy, DeForest Kelley, Spock, Kirk, and Bones. Although I really did love Next Generation. Star Trek The Next Generation with Picard and Riker and I don't know. For me it's a toss-up between those two. And you might be surprised to know that I also liked Star Trek Enterprise. A lot of people didn't like Star Trek Enterprise. That's the one with Scott Bakula as Captain Archer. It ran for 5, maybe 6 seasons, something like that. Maybe less, I forget. But I liked it. For whatever reason, people didn't like it. I thought it was a really well-done series. My favorite characters in Star Trek, Spock, number 1. Always number 1. Data. Love Data from Next Generation. And Worf from Next Generation. I guess I have a tendency to like the outcasts. Kind of the weirdos, if you will, in Star Trek. In Star Trek culture. As far as the movies go, there have been some great ones. There have been some not so great ones too. My favorite, hands down, Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan. Ricardo Montalban, I'm sorry, stole that flick, man. He was killer in it.
Ah, Kirk, my old friend. Do you know the Klingon proverb that tells us revenge is a dish that is best served cold? It is very cold in space.
It still gives me chills. And I did like the whale movie as well. That was Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. That was a pretty good one too. The ones after it, some of them got a little too politically correct, but Star Trek II and Star Trek III I thought were the best ones. It is Star Trek Day. And Star Trek almost did not become the cultural phenomenon that it did. It aired in 1966, and it really battled to make it to the second season. And they were actually ready to cancel it in its third season, but a fan letter campaign, this is before those things really happened, but a fan letter campaign actually saved it for a third season. So it was finally canceled following the 1969 season. However, little did we know that Star Wars was going to come along, and that kind of generated interest in there being a Star Trek movie once again, and everything developed as it is now. So just a little bit about Star Trek. I love Star Trek. Live long and prosper. And get your fingers fixed. Happy Star Trek Day, my friends.
Start your day with Kevin Hilly and the Wave Wake Up. Weekday mornings on 101.9 The Wave.